Hey, I'm Eli.
And I'm Aiden. We're ex husbands, co parents, and proud dads to two beautiful daughters.
Join us as we navigate dating after divorce, co-parenting, and redefining our relationship as friends.
Because even as exes, we're still better together apart.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the podcast Better Together Apart. Ex-husbands, still living together. Yeah, still living together and having a blast. And today, I'm actually wanting really to talk about our specific experiences with all the dating apps after we broke up, and we can each talk about uh, what exactly we put on the apps, what kind of pictures, what kind of things that we wrote on those apps, and how we tried to appeal to people when we started dating or hooking up or whatever, using the apps after not really using those dating apps for ever, because we've been together for almost 20 years, and when we were single we did not have all these apps. We have all these websites on a desktop, right? So hello, Aiden.
Hey Eli, how's it going?
Good. So let me start with the dating apps I have in a regular basis. So unless I'm dating someone, right? But I unless I'm dating someone, or because we had a few dates and boyfriends throughout these 2 years, so we will discuss in more depth later on in other episodes. But I actually have only three apps. I have Wow, did you hear this? We have a storm in Miami, so there's some thunders. But the apps that I use are Grinder, which I usually use for mostly for hookups, but also friends.
What's up?
Grinder. Have you heard?
No.
Rings a bell.
How do you
right?
how do you spell it?
It's GRINDR.
DR, right?
No, DR.
Just DR.
It's just DR.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually use it for everything. I think you can also find a partner on Grinder. You can find them anywhere.
I found an electrician there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That came here?
No.
No? Because you could have fixed things here, and then you could have just have sex with them as a payment.
No, he said if you can find anyone. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm just
You
saying.
mean dates and hookups?
Yeah, you can find anyone. I also have Tinder and Hinge, which I use mostly for dates and having things that are a little bit more serious. But after we broke up, I wasn't really looking for a relationship right away or a boyfriend right away. I wanted to build connections, friends, practice dates. But I told myself, even though there are more apps, Bumble, Scruff, right? I just said I need to handle with only three apps. I cannot just download everything. And I also believe you find the same people on all the apps some of the times. No? What is your experience?
Okay, so that's my experience. The experience is maybe I'm biased. I don't know.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Only maybe.
Maybe. So I I think that some people found themselves blocked from Grinder because Grinder is it's known to be a very by the book app. So if someone reports you, if you're doing something, you're immediately being blocked. So
You know how many people I block on Grinder on
Yeah.
a daily basis?
So what happens? What happens if someone is being blocked? Then they usually go to Scruff because it's considered to be like more laid back. So that's just answering your comment about the same people. So in my experience, most people that are on Grinder would be on Scruff, but on Scruff you'll find more people that are being blocked from Grinder.
Ooh. So maybe I'm missing out some of the people who were blocked from
Yeah.
Grinder on Scruff.
Yeah. So for me, when I'm looking to a hookup, my go-to app would be Grinder. If I'm very horny, it could be Grinder and Scruff, and I'm gonna making
Okay,
sure.
so let's focus on those two apps. We'll start with them, and let me ask you. You know what? Let me show you and the audience I'm not really on Grinder much, but let's see what I wrote on Grinder. First of all, what kind of pictures you put on Grinder before I look for my own profile here.
So I'm gonna be very honest. I am not using any apps right now in this current time. I'm taking a break from the app, so that's why I'm not
That's
opening.
healthy. That's good.
I'm not opening any app, but I can definitely share, what I've been putting there and saying there. So pictures. I That's funny because that's actually it reminds me of something else. So I try to put a variety of pictures, like a face picture, half body picture, full body picture with clothes, with bathing suit, so people can see my entire any angle of me.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
With my experience, the most you look in person to the pictures that you have, the less rejection you're getting.
I completely agree with that.
So I am trying to make sure that I'm, current with the pictures. That I actually look, if my haircut is different, because I used to have a buzz cut, whatever it is that would not make the other person seeing me in person. Oh, you look like a different person now. So I'm trying to make sure that they are current and they are of all angles. But I'm gonna just before we continue, I'm gonna just talk about that for a second. How many times it happened to you? You have like a good amount of pictures, like 5 pictures on Grinder. You have of all angles. You're talking to someone like with no picture or with one blurred picture of like his torso, and he sends you, "Hey, pictures."
Yeah, we'll talk about
I
that.
said, seriously, are you asking me for more pictures? You have 0 pictures. You've seen 5 pictures. What pictures do you want to see? My dick? You're not gonna get. I'm gonna see your face first.
So so look what I wrote, and then you tell me what you think, because I still what I learned also, whatever you write, they either don't read it or they don't care that you wrote it. They'll do still whatever they want, right? So first of all, real age or fake age?
Fake age.
Okay, definitely. I always put my real age on all the apps.
Big mistake.
Always.
Huge.
Maybe. But I always put my real age, so you can see it's my real age. What I do see right now, because I haven't looked at it for a while, for my profile, I have all my pictures are shirtless.
Okay.
All of them. Some with bathing suits, some with for me like at the gym, just showing off my body, but also because I think when you're on Grinder, it's a different mindset, right? Obviously, you can see my face in all of them. I don't have any blurry face thing, but that's that. So let me see. First of all, my stats are my height, I wrote myself as muscular. I would say I'm pretty muscular, but let's see what I wrote here, and let's analyze that. Be single.
Be single?
Yeah, I want single people. I don't want to do.
You're saying what you're looking for.
Yeah, okay. What I'm looking for. So I was like, be single. I don't.
By the way, we are blocking each other's Grindr.
Yeah,
I haven't seen his profile.
Yeah, you didn't see my profile. I didn't see him. But like, be single, and then I put like an age range, which is pretty vast. And then I write here, you lost me at discreet. There's so many people, as you said, that they're like no picture.
That's
they're
a big mistake. There are many great people who are discreet.
Okay, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking because I'll tell you what. Even though on Grindr you're usually looking for sex, right? But I'm also thinking I want, even if I'm having a hookup,
connection,
to have a connection, but also the possibility of maybe something more.
Okay. Obviously,
if I'm meeting someone who's discreet or meeting someone who's married or in partner, even if the sex is good, there's no like potential for more than that. So that's why I said, okay, look at this. If you send nudes, I block.
Uh-huh.
If you don't have a clear face pic, send or I block. So, so first of all, there are a lot of people who just send me nudes right from the beginning. I hate that. And it could be a hot guy, whatever. I hate that. I didn't ask for
you
it.
Think that those people who send nudes are gonna read your profile?
That's the thing. I still get it. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Some one time happened to me. They sent me nudes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I just read your profile.
Of course,
of course, yeah. So first of
Oops,
all,
I
they
sent
said,
you a
yeah, oops,
video
I
of me
sent you
fucking
that. So
someone.
no, and if you see me ever on Grinder, remember that because I'll block you. Also, again, if you don't send clear face pictures, sometimes it's like, oh hi, and they don't have a face picture and nothing. It's like, do you really think I'm going to answer you? Or they ask for more pictures, like you said, it happened to me many times, and that's crazy. And then also, I'm writing looking for real connection from friends to dates or fun. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay, that's a lot.
That's a lot,
Yeah, a lot.
right?
Yeah, a lot.
What do you write usually on your when you're on
So
there?
uh, I usually am focusing on who I am in my profile, not what I'm going to be blocking or looking for or whatever it is. Who I mean,
That was written in blood.
I'm listing, I'm answering all the stats
Yeah.
questions, and um, what am I saying? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Like on Grindr, it has been a minute that I've been there. I am not that particular in telling people what to do or not to do. Um, and the reason for that is because sometimes it's very hard. Like sometimes you're horny and it's very hard to get a hookup. It's like almost like a full time job. I mean, we also thought about hiring someone like an assistant to help us with finding hookups for the day.
That would be amazing.
So she can work on two profiles. She knows like my style. His. We're kidding. But it's actually a good idea.
It's actually a good idea. It's a new startup.
Yeah. Um, so what I'm saying is, I kind of like know myself, and when I'm horny, I want to talk to anyone who wants to talk to me. So I'm not gonna be blocking anyone. I'm not gonna be,
I'm very
Uh,
picky, even with when I'm
I'm
horny.
very picky, but I'm also very picky, but I'm letting them come in because I know that sometimes it's hard to like find someone. So maybe I'll find that hookup in with a discreet person who is not going to be turned out to be a relationship, but it will meet my agenda for the day.
Also, you're seeing the same faces. I mean, when you're living in the same place for a long time and you've been at those in those apps for a long time, you see the same faces. When it's a new face, it's probably a visitor,
Yeah.
like a tourist, because oh my god, there's a new face. Oh, he's just visiting.
Yeah.
So it's So for me, it's like
But what do you need for? I mean, for a hookup, it's good.
I know, but like, yeah, for hookup it's good. But like, when I'm looking for someone, for friends or whatever, it's like, okay, I see the same people. I've already approached the people I was interested in the past. So it's either didn't work out, didn't materialize to anything. So now, whenever I'm on Grinder, I see the same faces, and like, oh, it's like I don't really talk with a lot of people there. That's why I find myself less and less on Grinder because it's kind of the same old, and just started to be a waste of time.
Yeah, and so what you can do also, I've seen working very nice. Like if you do the travel thing, like if you put yourself like as if you're like let's say in a different neighborhood.
Okay.
So that there is an option here in the app that you can put yourself in a different neighborhood.
Mm.
But I think there's an indication on Grindr like
Yeah, that says
they
that you're
see
like, yeah.
that they see that you are
I
like
know.
connecting
I
with
know they
wanted.
have it on Tinder, and if we are talking about Tinder, let's move to Tinder.
All right.
So Tinder, we are I at least looking for more for dates. And this swipe right or left, but I've seen that there's a lot of bots there, like of
So
women
to
and
be
a lot
honest,
of people who are not verified, and it looks like a bot.
to be honest, I haven't had Tinder for a couple of years. I have an account there. I haven't activated it for a few years, so I don't remember.
Yeah. So so
I have Hinge. I mean, we can talk
let
about
me
Hinge
in just a
afterward.
second. We'll talk about this, but let me show you what I wrote on Tinder. Tell me what you think. Okay, it's here we go. So
I mean,
that's
you can unblock me and I can see that.
actually there. I'm not shirtless in all the in
There is one picture that is not.
no. Actually, there are one, two, three out of nine that I'm with a shirt on. Right.
Amazing.
So what I write is just tell me what you think. Hi, I'm Eli. Love being active, traveling, cooking, movies, running, beach time, but also cuddling. Educated, passionate person looking for a nice guy who has his shit together. Obviously, a lot of people do not have their shit together. And was looking for a long-term partner, kind, funny, with good communication skills. Oh, believe me, communication. We've have some stories about people who don't know how to communicate, and
I
that's
am already
horrible.
exhausted from listening to
Yeah.
how many.
Okay. So if you aren't verified, I assume you're a bot.
Wow.
There's so many people that, and I like that Tinder has verification. They verify your face, and you can also upload your ID, which is important. I'm not, if someone is not verified, I'm not will ever swipe to the right. I will like immediately decline.
Wow. Okay.
Is it too much?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, yes. I mean, for me, it's like.
Well, a lot of people say I'm too much, so I could be too much. But the way I find bots is that first of all, there are not a lot of pictures, or they're grainy because they took it from somewhere else. Sometimes you see that it says men and straight, and why are you in the gay? So you already know. And if they don't write anything, they're probably a bot. And again, if they're not verified, they're usually a bot. But we can move to Hinge because now you do have Hinge. What do you think about Hinge?
I have Hinge, but I haven't used it for a good amount of
Wait, are you
time.
seeing someone that you're off the apps?
No, I'm
Off
not.
all the
I'm
apps?
not. I am. Yes, I'm seeing myself.
Wow.
Yeah, I am focusing on myself
That's great. I
now.
think it's so important to take sometimes like a break from the apps, just focus
So
on your
I
self
am
improvement.
putting myself out there. I'm going out. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, I think that's the
but
best. By the way,
I am not on any of the apps.
yeah, that's
The app is
that's what
called.
happens. Yeah,
So on Hinge, I think I'm very descriptive about what I'm looking for. Um, I'm looking for. Um, so I what I remember that there is like a punchline very early on the process on the like the description that says currently accepting new boyfriend applications.
that's funny.
So that's funny. Yeah, and people are reacting to that. People are saying, where can I submit my application and how many files you need and how many copies you need or things like that. So yeah.
That's cute. I think it's important to have some sense of humor and show a little bit of a personality in those apps, especially when you're looking for a connection. Yeah, but how many pictures do you have there? Are they all naked?
So I have like 10 pictures. We have an issue over here with the battery.
Okay.
We have I have about 10 pictures. I think they allow like 9 pictures on Hinge. And I have a video of me doing kickboxing. I want to just to show my
Yeah, I think
skills.
it's important to show some of your activities and
Yeah,
your.
so I think I'm saying that I'm a professional. That, I'm a tech executive. I'm also a fitness coach, and that my hobbies, what I like to do in my free time, and the pictures that I have uh, I think it's super important complementing what I'm writing, right? So if I'm
Yeah,
saying that I am in kickboxing, there's a kickboxing indication, and the hobbies. If I like to be at the beach or to travel and so forth, there are pictures that showing are complementing my story basically.
do you think people are on Hinge really are looking for a relationship?
Yes, I think so.
How many people have you been matched with and actually met from Hinge?
So that's a different story. Like I have a very I'm very I came up with my own kind of like
Methodology. Methodology.
methodological process.
Okay.
So I'm not leaving the house too many times. So, in other words, so I would be chatting with someone. I would be like, of course, the process like I like it or like it, and get here, that get connected. Then we start the conversation. Now, it's very difficult on Hinge to start a conversation because it's an offline app, right? So I could have liked someone today and he saw it in 2 days and then he liked it back and I'm not available at that
Yeah.
point. So until you actually chat with someone that you match, it could take some time.
Yeah, because on Grinder, Scruff, you can have this immediate kind of
You
back
can
and
also do
forth.
it on Hinge, but it's just it's
No,
just
no, no, no. Because also you need to wait until the person is matched with
right.
you. Because you're matching also on Tinder. I mean, you turn right, and you need to wait until you're being matched, right? Also on Hinge. So in that sense, it's you don't have that immediate thing that you can have on Grinder and Scruff, those things that are you see when someone is online.
So my process is I'm having a chat. I'm getting to a point where I'm having a chat. I'm looking for an effortless check, check, an effortless chat conversation. If I feel that this is the case, I am suggesting to do a video chat.
Yeah.
So
That's so important these days. From any app, before I meet anyone, even for a hookup, they need to verify. I need to do a video chat.
so I'm not uh, doing that for verification. I just, how many times, you went on a date, and I used to do that as well. Like you talk to someone, you went on a date, and within 2 minutes, you know that you knew
Yeah.
something in the energy,
Yeah, yeah,
and the
it's
chemistry
off.
was not there, and then you are like, out, you're dressed up, and it's waste of
You
time.
traveled, yeah.
So
You're wasting money.
to avoid that, I found out that I can get a lot from like a quick video chat, a discussion to see how we look at each other, to see how the energy is, to see to hear the voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if if they pass and if I pass their video chat vetting process, then I'm gonna go out. And then of course it always there is always an added value when you move from one step to the next step, right?
Yeah.
So a chat you can only see one thing.
So how many dates have you actually went on Hinge compared to how many people you matched with? Because I matched with like 100, but maybe I went on dates like maybe like 4 or 5 dates in the past 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I so I am okay. My perspective is the fear of missing out, right? So unless the guy is really, really, really not my type, or there is something I am basically liking, I'm liking many. I'm gonna say, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. At least for the initial stuff, because sometimes I found myself like talking to someone with a very effortless conversation, and he's not exactly my type. So since I'm looking for a package, I'm not looking just for the look. I'm looking for the look. I'm looking for the personality. So I am very um, I'm giving a slack to many people, and I'm liking quite a bit, unless really there's like a big no go. But my process is kind of like made my process on the fly. So I used to go out a lot. I used to talk to someone. Oh, let's meet, and then we travel. We need to go to have a coffee or have drinks or even have a dinner in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And how many times it happened to you that you got in within a minute,
A second. What do you mean a minute?
you found out it's not nice. It's
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
So because of that, I found out that a very effective tool for me is after I'm conversing with a guy and it feels what I'm looking for.
You're stopping it immediately?
What do you mean?
You say, sorry, I'm not into this?
Oh, in a physical date?
Yeah.
No,
You just follow. You're just like, oh, I'll be here for another hour having drink, whatever.
So it depends. If it depends on how confident I am that it's a no go. If I'm not sure, I'm giving it a chance.
Yeah.
Until the end. If it's a no go, I would try to make. I would try to, because I'm out. I would try to make the best of it and have fun and be respectful. But in any case, even if I spend an evening, or whatever the plan was, the coffee or whatever, I once I finish it, I immediately let the guy know. Listen, it's not
Yeah.
gonna work out for us. We can be this and that, but not romantically or whatever it is that I decide. If I don't have any idea, of course, I'm giving it a chance. But what I wanted to say is something else. I wanted to say that because of that experience of like meeting someone and immediately knowing that it's not a good fit, I kind of like started doing this video chat. Said, okay, so I'm conversing with someone online. It feels like a good conversation, someone that I would like to meet, and I'm suggesting, okay, let's do a video chat. Now
Yeah.
here I found like many different things. So there are guys that say, yeah, let's do it now. They're ready to do it.
Yeah.
And some guys are pushing it back. Okay, I'm gonna get back to you in a few days, and we'll schedule something. What to schedule? I'm talking about like like, let's just do a FaceTime for like a few minutes just to
Even like a minute just to say hi, just to
just
see
to hear
the
your
energy.
voice. Yeah, see the energy, see the eyes,
Yeah,
see
feel the vibe.
see, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking for because I found out that for me, again, it doesn't replace in-person meeting,
No, of
but
course.
it screens out
Oh yeah.
people that I
And it can save you so much time because you know
right.
how many times I had video. I'm also doing the same, by the way. I also with hookups.
Yeah, because I
I
told you
mean,
that.
I'm very first of all, it's a good way to verify if the pictures are current or if it's a real person because a lot of people who are bots would not do a video chat at all. So that's one thing. A lot of times I had someone who looked amazing and then I FaceTimed him and it's like, wait, you look not like your pictures. So that for me was a big no no. Also the vibe. Sometimes you go on a call and you immediately say, oh yeah, that could be a potential for a good vibe. And sometimes it's like, oh no, this is not going
Yeah,
to
man.
work. And then why not meeting in person? But I also had some incidents where we had great vibe, great chemistry, FaceTiming, and then we met in person and we didn't feel it at all.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a good indicator to see if there's any potential to and then bring it to the next level of meeting up in person. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be amazing, even though you're hitting it off and you're even like FaceTiming every day.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's a very good point. I also suggest not to like to do move fast because also everything has been written in blood. We say everything is like based on experience. So in some cases, I've developed chat relationship with a person just to find like let's say for 2 weeks or 3 weeks we've been talking and sending pictures and hi good morning good evening
That's not good.
and then we meet and not and it was a waste of time. So, in my opinion, moving between the stages is super important to
And
me.
fast and quickly.
To moving, yeah, exactly, moving fast between. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do it fast, in a sense that you have to do it like the same day or the following day. It means that okay, you had a good conversation on chat, great. Stop conversing with the guy.
Yeah.
Don't develop a relationship because you can
An online relationship.
you can have a relationship with a guy on chat and this could turn out to be nothing.
Yeah.
So stop it and say okay, the next step is let's do a video chat, and then I stop conversing with the guy and until we do it. I mean, it's easy to do a video chat.
That's very smart.
If someone is not doing a video, is not available for a video chat, it's a red flag. Like why?
Yeah.
Why are you not available for a video
Also,
chat?
if someone even after a video chat, it takes them like 2-3 weeks until you meet. I mean,
Yeah,
that also is weird. I think people can find time within a week.
unless they travel and stuff.
No,
and
of
so
course,
forth.
but within like a week and a half, they can find time for like an hour.
My point is be cautious about getting emotionally connected with someone on one of the channels, chat,
Yeah.
video chat, before you meet in person. Because for me, I can have fun with someone on chat. I can have fun with someone videos chatting them. But once I see him, there's no chemistry.
Yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah.
So it's just a waste of your
Yeah, and
emotions.
sometimes
and,
even the sexual chemistry is off. I mean, you don't know. You cannot get too attached to someone that you haven't met yet
Yeah.
and experience the
And if-
physical.
And I'm looking for someone who prioritizes the relationship and prioritizes me. So that's another indication. If a guy doesn't have the time to meet with me in person, or doesn't have the time to do a video chat with me, it's questionable about are you ready for a relationship of what I am looking for. So for me, it's also like a vetting process.
And going back to the whole episode theme is about the apps, and I think that's where the apps are not that good in a way. I mean, yeah, they can give you all the options to meet all these people, and also people who are a little bit far away, people who don't really go out much. But there's nothing like meeting someone in person and feel the vibe right away and feel the connection right away, and that can spark something that is like, okay, we've already met each other, we already saw each other, we felt the vibe, we might have actually kissed the first time we meet, and then take it from there. So I think the apps are great for getting to know people, have more options, but again, as you said, if we're not moving quick enough with the stages of
The apps are enablers for meeting. I mean,
Exactly.
the end is, I mean, unless you're talking for like a long term relationship, the end or long distance, sorry, long distance relationship.
And we'll have an episode about long
No,
distance relationship too.
no, I'm saying the even with the hookup, you're talking about like meeting someone in person.
Yeah.
So all these apps are helping tools for this, for going to the right meetup.
Yeah, you're right. And but again, I've been matched with so many people on Tinder and Hinge, a lot that never materialized to a meeting. A lot, and from Tinder, maybe I met 6 people in the last 2 years, even, and with Hinge, I don't know, maybe 10, 12
And we'll
in the
talk about
past
these
2 years.
six people. You know who you
You,
are.
you know who you are, you'll know. But this is all the time we have for today. So I think it was fun, but we will talk more about actual dating and actual, stories, like horror stories from dates on next
I
episodes.
think one of the episodes that we have planned for is sharing the same pool.
Yeah. Yeah,
guys,
which
like
is very
how,
different than the straight dating world.
and yeah, so like so we have some
Some
juicy
juicy
stories
stories about dating the same people at the same time,
so that's gonna be
which happens in the gay world. But yeah, so thank you for listening. Again, if you like this episode, please give us a 5-star review. If you're listening on Spotify, leave a comment. You can also ask us questions. We can answer any ideas for future episodes. We would love to hear from you guys and give you some of the things that you want to hear. You can also DM us and follow us on Instagram at We Are Better Together Apart, one word, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching us on YouTube. This is also called We Are Better Together Apart. We hope you continue listening to our future episodes. If you think this episode and this podcast would be interesting to some of the people you know, please share it on social media and share with your friends. We would love to expand our audience. And thank you for all your support. And remember, we are better together apart. Till next time. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.